Hi everybody, it's Christine Bertram and I am coming to you live from the Hive here in Fond du Lac, Wisconsin. It is our regularly programmed Thursday night, you guys. It is the 17th of August already. We're officially through the halfway mark of the 8th month of the year. How crazy is that? Tomorrow is the 18th, and that means it's my oldest brother's birthday tomorrow. So happy birthday to Mike. He does not watch me at all, I don't think, but still gotta do a little birthday love shout out to him. So we have a good class for you guys tonight. It is the monthly class, and Honey had stolen my chair, and so she's literally sleeping behind me. She's kind of like passed out. So she's just kind of like nestled into the back of my chair. So we're sharing a chair. Bigger Diggers off hunting chipmunks, you guys. And we're here to make 3 awesome cards. And we'll get doing that in a moment. But I wanted to say hi to Angela. She just said thumbs up and shared. So just a reminder to hit that thumbs up button, you guys. Hi, Susan Bellamy from Florida. Hi, Sarah Merchant. Hi, Linda Grady. There's Gwen Goda. Gwen, I owe you a response to your email about the Gone Fishing One Sheet Wonder class. Gwen had asked me if there was any of the class left, and if not, can she get the tutorial? Yes, you can get the tutorial. There are none left. The last one went out probably a week and a half ago already to Emily, and so there aren't any left, Gwen. And I will reply to your email, but I'm gonna show you and anybody else that is curious where they can find my PDF tutorials. I'm gonna share that with you guys so that if anybody else is wondering where you can get tutorials, I'll show you in my website, in my cardsbycrispy.com website. Hi, Sarah Mitchell from North Carolina. You have a class going in the mail today. Hi, Judy Sharp. Hi, Carmen Sanders. Nice to see you here. Hi, Mary Lemke, checking in for class. Yay. Hi, Lynn Beasley. There's Randy. Hi, Cindy. Hi, Donna. There's Betty's here. Hi, Barb Johnson. Anna Carter, I put a catalog in the mail for you today, as did a few other people. Hi, Sherry Everett. Hi, Marcia Long. Hi, Jennifer Jones. There's Nedra. Nedra, you've got a package going out. We did a minor shipping day today, you guys. We probably had about 25 packages that went out between some catalogs and some people that signed up for ink, paper, scissors. So we had quite a few packages, actually. Hi, Karen Carstay. Hi, Mary Carls. Hi, Deanna Stell. Deanna Stell, you have a package coming from Gina. Gina was over this afternoon. Mary Lemke, you have a special package coming from Gina, as does Pauline. And who is the other person? Dion. So, you guys, I'm so excited. Gina has her first scrapbooking class on Wednesday of next week, the 23rd. She kitted up for 8. She had 6 sign up, which is awesome. And there's a fruit fly right in my face. It lives in the plant over there. She had 6 sign up. She's planning for 8. So if anybody else wants to get in on Gina's scrapbooking class, she's got some room. But yay, so Deanne's got a package. All right. Hi, Debbie Gass on a girls trip in Milwaukee. Perfect. Catch that replay. It's always there for you. Hi, Linda Kester. Hi, Becky Rohr. Hi, Amy. Amy, I got a catalog coming for you too. Hi, Jenna Helms. Hi, Jennifer Summers. Jennifer, I think I need an email response from you about the class. You wanted ink, paper, scissors, the tropical from a couple years ago. I have one left. It's yours if you want it. So I didn't see an email response from you. So if you could let me know if that works for you. Happy birthday to my brother. Thank you, Marcia. I love it. Hi, Pauline Mays. Okay, so hey, the gang's all here. I love it. So I'm going to flip my camera down really quick because Gwen Goda, you were asking, this is really busy, so I'm going to shut this. You guys, this is my Purplelicious notebook that I keep track of everything in. But Gwen, you were asking about where my tutorials are. So just as an asterisk, almost every online class goes into my website except for the monthly class and the Let's Just Stamp. Those are my 3 card classes, and I don't put those tutorials in my online store. It's worked, you guys, to put all this in my online store and into my website. So those 2 classes I don't put in, but that doesn't mean they're not available because I still create a PDF tutorial for class. So if you go to my website, which is cardsbycrispy.com, and when you're on your phone, it looks smaller, but when you are on a tablet or a computer screen, it's bigger. These go across. But it's under Shop. And when you click Shop, you go to Online Classes and Tutorials. Unfortunately, these go from oldest to newest. And so the very first one I ever put in here back in maybe 2018 or 19 was the country home class. So unfortunately, you guys would have to really go all the way down to the bottom. That was really fast. You scroll all the way to the bottom. And Gwen, this is where you would find the Gone Fishing tutorial. So it's Gone Fishing, One Sheet Wonder card class. Like the textured florals in here, the Winter Wonderlands in here, Earthen Elegance. So all of the sweet classes, the Stamp-A-Stacks, ink, paper, scissors, all those tutorials are in here. And when you click on it, it talks about the class, what you get, how much it costs. And just so you guys know, if you check out via my website, like if you add this to your cart from my website, you just have to fill in the class registration information. It does charge a convenience fee for using my website. So I do have options on here if you want to pay via Facebook Pay, that works. I was thinking here, there's a little disclaimer on here that if you want to play outside of the system, you just reach out to me. Email me, text me, call me. You can save that small fee of usually $1 by sending me money not using my website, because it costs money to have my website. And so I build that into the cost of that class fee. So if anybody ever wants to send a check or cash or pay PayPal, friends and family, or Venmo, any other way, you can save that $1. And $1 is $1, right? So it doesn't hurt to save that $1. So that's all out there. So Gwen, you can definitely let me know that you want that class. I know you want it, but if you really, really want it, zig a zig ah, right? Then just reach out to me and we can figure out if you want to just send a check or send money electronically. So, but that was a good question. So I thought that I would share that with everybody, because if you have that question, I'm sure others probably have that question as well. So you guys, yeah, what day did we do a live? We were on Thursday. It must have been yesterday morning. Oh yeah, yesterday morning, you guys. We did the share, create. Oh, my battery's dying. I need to go get my charger. And that means my cat is gonna move into my seat more. So I'm gonna talk about this before I go get my charger though. So we had class yesterday morning. It's called the Share, Create, Inspire class. Sherry Pyre shared a recipe card, you guys, with instructions on how to make a card. And she made this card and I made this card. And so you can watch and follow along how to make this card with a belly band that flips up. We did lots of different tips and tricks and techniques on the cards so that you can learn something. I really go through the process of how I design and create cards. So that's the class we had yesterday. And during that class, you guys, I asked you for your help on forecasting how many holiday mini catalog designer series paper samplers to make. And so this is what my brother's gonna be coming down tomorrow from Stevens Point. And as soon as he gets here, we're gonna start working on this. I worked a little bit ahead today. Like, he helps me cut all these squares. My aunt helps me make all the little color swatches. And what happens is all of the new designer series papers are gonna be represented in this book. I've shown this before on lives. And we get to the very last one, and this is where I worked ahead. I got all this stuff cut today. I got all my 1x2s cut, and I got my page glued together. So this is a great little resource or tool if you're a Stampin' Up! Discount shopper, hobbyist, or you teach classes, because you can share this with your customers, or you can has it for a reference tool if you're designing your cards. And so we were on the fence yesterday about how many to make, and my gals, you guys helped me get off the fence, and we're going with 72. I have 63 penciled in and earmarked for people, which means I have 9 left. So I'm putting this out there. I'm gonna keep talking about this until all of them are gone, because we went with 72, and so that's out there. In case anybody is interested in that, you can find that information for that one on my events calendar on my website. Go to September 1st. There's 2 things out there. One is the product share information, and one is for the DSP sampler. 2 different things. What I just showed you with these white pages is called a DSP sampler. It shares and showcases all of the different designer paper. Product shares also do that to a sense, but you don't get little baby swatches. With the product shares, you get 6x6 sheets of everything, and you get like a 1/5 of a pack of embellishment, and you get a 1/5 of a pack or a roll of ribbon, and you can pick, do I want ribbons? Do I want embellishments? Do I want papers? Do I want all of it, or just 1 or 2 things? And so they're 2 very different things. Hi, Michelle Davis. Hi, Cindy Runtree. They're 2 very different things, and I do confuse people because I offer a bunch of things. But when you go to September 1st, you're going to see there's a product shares and there's the DSP sampler. The papers that I just showed you is the sampler, where the product shares is a sampling, and this is out there now. And I just emailed about it the other day. You have 3 different options. We talked about papers and more, ribbons, embellishments. You can get the whole thing, and when you get the whole thing, you can pick out a free class with me that's offered free with a purchase from September or before. The one thing that people have been missing, you guys, when you go to get this from me, is you do have to add shipping onto it. The price is just for the products. When you go to the drop down, if you pay via my website, you got to add shipping with paper, or shipping. Like if you just get embellishments or ribbon, it's only $6 to ship it. But if you get all 3 of them, or the paper by itself, it's $10. So you got to add both things to your cart, shipping and then what you want. And so I have had about 4 people so far that have registered for one of the product shares or like the whole shebang, but they did not put the shipping in. And so I've had to email 4 people and say, hey, I need to get shipping money for this because that's the porch pickup price. So just putting that out there. And the other thing I want to talk about with that is, you guys, I have about 104 people signed up for the Autumn Creative Escape. Whoop, whoop. That's so exciting. Okay. So a lot of you are doing that. I love it. Thank you so much for your faith in this event. I've been doing them twice a year now for probably 3 years. One of my favorite things to do is bring us all together in an event like this. And I do have some space left, you guys. I want to get that little fruit fly. I'm planning for 120. So I have space for about 16 more people. Either 3 people could be in person on Sunday, the 17th of September, or you could get your box mailed to you, your goodie box, which is what's leading me from the product shares to the goodie box. Because now that people know about the product shares, they want to get the product shares, but they're also signed up for the escape. And so Carmen Sanders just asked what I'm leading up to. Her question is, are we getting the product shares as at the Autumn Creative Escape like we did in the spring? And that is the perfect segue to what I'm about to tell you, is like, yes. So like Judy Sharp asked for it. Shirley Malarkey asked for it. Sherry Everett asked for it. And all 3 of these girls are signed up for my escape, and they wanted the the product shares. So the goodie bag, and not to ruin the surprise, for me personally, I love getting a sampling of everything. When I go to an event, I want like a little bit of everything versus a whole pack, like 2 whole packs of embellishments and 2 rolls of ribbon and a pack of DSP. Like that's only like 5 things. Well, our goodie bag that we give for the Autumn Creative Escape is a quasi-semi product share for all 3 things. It's not full blown because I have to keep it to like $50, and I got it down to $52. So like it's valued at $52 plus shipping and tax. So it's really valued at $60, but I say $50. But what it is you get 1 6x6 of all of the designer papers and specialty papers. So it's basically the paper share, except for you're only getting like one of the gold brushed note cards and envelopes. Or like it's a card and envelope. It's not a note card. Hi, Karen, what sign? So you're getting one of those versus in the product share, I think you're getting 2 or 4. I can't remember. So it's like a little bit bigger. And then the other thing with the ribbons and the embellishments, you're getting half. So like instead of a fifth of a package, you're potentially getting a 10th of a package. So 1 strip of an embellishment versus 2 strips. And for the ribbon, you're getting half the amount of the ribbon. So instead of getting 2 yards, you're getting 1 yard. And instead of 1 yard, you're getting a half yard, depending on the roll of ribbon. So I take 1 roll and I basically divide it by 10 versus 5. So, hi, Judy Immel. So in case you guys are wondering and you're like, oh, I want to get, the nose always has to itch right when I go live. So in case you're wondering, like, should I get the product share while I'm attending her event? Maybe I'll just wait and get what I get from the goodie bag versus getting the product shares, which is perfectly fine. So just putting that out there too, that people understand, like when you get my Autumn Creative Escape goodie, like the box, you're going to get all the make and takes. You're going to get that goodie bag that's got all of the samplings of almost everything in the catalog. You'll get a prize patrol, which rounds off the consumable products. And then you'll get attendance gifts that are like handmade packaging is so super cool. So lots of good stuff. So just putting that out there. And now I've talked enough that I think my phone is about dying, dying. So I am going to go grab my charger. It's on the counter. It's like right there. I'm gonna go grab it. You guys can, what you're gonna do while I'm going to get that, you guys are gonna start doing your studying for class tonight, right? Let's have you start studying. So I'm gonna drop the camera down. You guys can just kind of see what we're gonna make tonight. We got 3 cards we're gonna make tonight. And this is what I said in class each day, you guys. I thought it was kind of cute. A man meets a woman and they have a baby. So I'm so excited because for this monthly class, I kind of hit all genres, right? I hit the feminine, the masculine, and the baby. And so hopefully with this class, you got like a little sampling of what you potentially need for cards for people in your life. So, all right, study those for 30 seconds, not even. My charger went all over the room today, so let's just plug that in. I can just never keep this phone charged. You guys, it is getting old. I will say that my phone is from 2018. Honey, you went and put your head right where my butt needs to go. Hang on, little girl. All right. So my phone is from 2018. It is getting to be that time, but I hate getting new phones, you guys. So yes, exactly. So Judy Immel, she called it right out. So if you are a demonstrator with Stampin' Up, you're also could be calling yourself a hobbyist or a discount shopper, right? They're kind of all the same. So if you have a demonstrator ID number with Stampin' Up, you can attend my Autumn Creative Escape because it's for demonstrators only. And you can double dip. Like Judy just said, you get a double win because by signing up for the Escape, you also get the goodie bag, which is pretty much the product share. It's just a smaller condensed version of the product share. So we started doing that a few years ago, just because when you get that new holiday catalog, you do not know what you want to buy, right? Because there's so much stuff and you can't afford all of it. So by getting a product share, it gives you a sampling of everything. So you get to like try everything before you buy a whole package. So it's super cool. Hi, Carmen Melendez. Hi, Connie Moore from Rainy, Ohio. I love it. All right. So that's what's in the works, you guys. And Judy is actually coming next week, you guys. I have Judy Immel and Jill Butzine and my mom. They are already starting to work on what we could get our hands on for ribbons and embellishments. We're going to start cutting them and getting them made into goodie bags already from what we could order during our pre-order. Donna Grushki asked, how much is the caddy? So what Donna's asking about is this caddy right here, this caddy that I have made up. You guys, I have these here for sale. I have a friend whose husband has a 3D printer, and we designed this and put it like, so it fit everything that I absolutely use. So this caddy is called the Be Creative Caddy. If you're on my team, I have one that says Be Happy Stampers, and it has like a little bee on it, and it says Be Happy Stampers. So the Be Creative one for non-team members is $25 plus shipping, and for my team, they get a reduced rate of $20, and it says the Be Happy Stampers. And again, there's shipping on it too. But if you guys ever have other things that are shipping out, like Nancy Ryan paid for one, it's here waiting in the wings until she gets her next class that she wants, and then we can consolidate and ship 2 things together, so it's not full price shipping on both things. Then we can consolidate and save a little shipping. So we've gone through quite a few of these little caddies over the last couple of years. They are awesome. Yes, Judy Immel, we already talked about the DSP sampler. So in case you guys are curious, like tonight for these cards, what's perfect for this DSP sampler is this card right here, just to show you guys what a DSP sampler is all about. It features this designer paper right here. It's part of the Country In Suite. This card right here, I can go to my book here, and this, well, let's do this one first because this one is delightfully eclectic. It's this pattern right here is where that one comes from. And then this other one is called Inked Botanicals, which looks like this. And you guys, this is the ink paper scissors that's coming up like in 2 weeks from tonight is the 31st. And so this is where the designer paper comes for that card. And just in a nutshell, you guys, it's so crazy. Since yesterday, I've sold like 4 of these classes, and there's now 3, there's 2 left. There are 2 left, and Diane has 1 left for in person, and if she doesn't have the last person come in person, it would become available for mailing. But the ink, paper, scissors is all fun folds, you guys. This is the ink, paper, scissors. It's actually the last day of the month. It's August 31st. They're all fun folds. I think that is why we almost are sold out of this class already. So there's like 2 left, and they are so super cool. So that all features inked botanicals as well. Okay, so just a reminder, you guys can go watch Share, Create, Inspire for that class that was yesterday. You have until next week to get your cards in for that. Okay. Hi, Jean Terwilliger. You're very welcome, Donna. Yes. So usually for the caddies, just a side note on that. If you get a caddy, it's $25, and the shipping, I put it in a box. I used to mail them in padded envelopes, and after one arrived damaged and I had to send a replacement, I'm like, yep, we're gonna be mailing these in boxes going forward. Carmen wants an IPS, perfect. So they go in a box, and it's usually about $8 to ship it anywhere, usually in the US. But if you get a card class, then to go with it, then you could save a little shipping by consolidating. So Marsha Long wants an ink, paper, scissors. So you guys look at me. I have Angela and Mary Lemke both gave me this Busy Bee paper. So Marsha Long, do you want to just double check, Marsha, that you're not already signed up for the IPS? I could have maybe thought you were. I know, Carmen, you're not. But double check. I have this feeling, Marsha, you just recently got a class for me, and I'm not sure which one it was. So, but Carmen, definitely I know you are not on my list for class. So for the ink, paper, scissors. Now, and you guys could be, Marsha, are you asking for the monthly class too? Because we are working on the monthly cards. So, all right, we're gonna do roll call really quick before we get going. Hi, Pat Fleming. I'm gonna call out everybody who took this class. You guys, when I do my classes with you, they are free for everybody in the world to watch. You could be anywhere watching this right now, and it doesn't cost you anything. I do not do like a paid subscription to watch any of my classes. I do them because I have people that want the kitted up cards. And if I'm going to make a video, it's going to be shared with everybody. The perk for the class is that there are people who got the kits, and they paid me to have them send kits, or they place an order to get the class for free. So I do these classes primarily for them because they're the ones that are getting my kitted material, but it doesn't mean anybody can still watch them, right? And ask questions, and I love sharing and helping. So just keep that in mind. So I do this roll call because I want to thank the people that are taking this class with me and personally call out their name and give them a shout out, because without them and their support of my business by buying product or buying the class for me, I wouldn't be able to do this. Like I wouldn't, it helps support me to offer things like this to you guys. Yes, Donna Grushki, I would make sure that it fits in your goodie box. I finagle. I'm a really good packer. So if you want one of those, just confirm that you want me to hold one for you, and I will add it to my slip here so I'll set it off on the counter already for you. All right. So speaking of Donna Grushki, she was first on my list to sign up for this monthly class. And then we have Angela Knutson, Jenna Helms, Vicki Rodriguez, Mary Lemke, Shirley Malarkey, Doral Hoffaker, Sandy Wicklander, Vera Anderson, Deanna Stell, Sherry Everett, Jeannie Parker, Angelique McClendon, Karen Woods, Faye Nieder, Mary Carls, Debbie Gast, Frances Rodriguez, Lynn Beasley, Laura Sullivan. Just want to make sure you hear your name, Laura. You always tell me, did you call my name? Oh, Laura Sullivan, Barbara Barco, Nedra Dover, Susan Bellamy, Feline Mays, Leslie McMinn, Karen Stagg, Gwen Goda, Janet Deshane, Anna Carter, Pat Fleming, and last but not least on my list is Christina Bernards. Now, what does that mean? I have at least 5 that I know that are for ready to go for mailing. And I have this class again on Saturday, actually, Saturday morning at 10 o'clock. I have 1 person signed up, and I believe I still have about 5 kits left over that were anticipated for monthly people to take in person with me. I should say the monthly class in person with me. And so I believe I would probably be safe to say I have 8 of this class left. So if you're watching this class in the future and you're like, oh man, I wish I could just get these card kits because it would be really easy just to do a little stamping and assembly and you've got 3 beautiful cards. You could get this class for free with a minimum $45 order. Now you have to use my host code when you place an order. It comes down to that, you guys. And if you forget or if it doesn't get added to the workshop or to your order before checking out, I will reach out to you. I'll call you or email you. I'll text you and say, hey, can you contact Stampin' Up! To have them add the host code so that you get the class for free. You ordered the earthen one. Oh, that sounds familiar. Right. Okay, Marsha, that does sound familiar. So you do have to get the host code added to get a class for free with me. And the other thing too is if you want to pay for it, like let's say you're a demonstrator and you like to support yourself with orders, by all means, that's okay. Go, support yourself with the order. You could always send me a check or pay electronically or buy it through my website and buy the kits from me instead of placing an order. So very good. So if it's a week from now or 2 weeks from now, this class will most likely move to my past classes. So perfect. You guys, between Carmen Sanders and Marsha Long, then I personally do not have any of the ink, paper, scissors left. And Diane is teaching ink, paper, scissors Tuesday night in person. And if for any reason she does not have one more person sign up in person, she will have one extra kit available that we can mail to anybody in the United States that would like it. So at this point, if anybody else signs up, I will add you to the waiting list for that class. So, but yay, I have Carmen, I have you down, and Marsha Long, I have you down. So that class is $37 mailed. So Carmen, if you just want to PayPal it like you normally do, Marsha, you PayPal. If you want to send over $37, I can get it in the mail as soon as possible. Just a side note, you guys, I can't be perfect, right? I try to. I really strive to have everything always like top notch and always accurate. Well, it just was pointed out to me yesterday because I've been telling people that we increased the price of ink, paper, scissors starting in September. We technically should have started it in May because Stampin' Up! Increased their prices in May. And so we kind of missed the boat on increasing the price on ink, paper, scissors because it's a product-based class. We should have done it for May, June, and July and August, but we missed it, and that's on us, and that's fine. And then I created the PDF schedule and never increased the price on there, but the price is changed on my website, and it will be when anybody asks to sign up. So it is a $2 increase for ink, paper, scissors. So starting in September, and there technically, if you look at the calendar, you guys, there is not an ink, paper, scissors in September, but there is a September ink, paper, scissors. It's called All About Autumn, and it is actually October 2nd online and October 3rd in person. So there are technically 2 ink, paper, scissors in October, but it's the September one. And the reason we had to do that is because we have the Creative Escape, you guys. Next month, we have the Creative Escape. There are we're anticipating 120 demonstrators signing up for this event, and it's the 15th, 16th, 17th, 18th. So I don't have any online kitted classes in the first half of the month, but they go all full speed ahead. The day that the escape ends, I've got everything on the back half of the month. And so ink, paper, scissors for September had to get pushed to the 2nd for me. So just in case anybody's curious about what's going on with that. All right, Feline, you're going to dinner with your mom and your hubby. Watching the replays, perfect. You guys, I get that question a lot too, is I can't watch the live when you're having class. Is that okay? Yeah, it's okay. Catch the replay. Absolutely. So, yeah, the replays are always here housed. So if you can never make the time that the class is at, you guys can just watch the replay. The only thing I like to point out that is if you have questions about class, you guys, and you're not watching me live, reach out to me privately anyway versus commenting in the video, because I don't go back and watch comments or look for comments that are asking for questions. So it's always better to just reach out to me if you have questions privately, like through email or texting or calling. So, all right. So without further ado, hi, Patty Wright. Without further ado, we're going to flip her stillskin down the camera, and our man is going to be created and made first, our man cart. And then you know what we're going to do. He's going to meet his girl, and then they're going to have a baby. So that's the order that we have to pretty much work in tonight is what I'm thinking, right? That makes the most sense to me. So let me see if I can get my card kits out here and get them ready. Of course, you have to always put your head honey, I don't want to sit on your head. Okay. Two of the things we do for our pets, right? All right, so this is the card kit that we're going to work on first. You guys, when you get a class from me, kitted, like you get the materials, this is one where you'll get an envelope. Hi, Penny Powell from rainy Florida. Thanks, Carmen Sanders. When you'll get 3 envelopes. They're either vanilla or white, depending on the undertone of the card. And everything is in here, including the embellishments, the ribbon, anything that comes die cut would be die cut, unless it's a focal image. And in this case, some of these cards do have some focal images, like this one. This focal image is stamped, and then you would need to die cut it. And so with this class, the monthly class, I always feature 3 different stamp sets. All right, so the 3 different stamp sets, we're going to talk about this one first, was Beauty of the Deep. So I did hear in class last night, somebody mentioned, I think it was Christina, said she doesn't really like stamp sets that don't have sentiments in them. And I get that, I can relate, but don't overlook a stamp set if it doesn't have sentiments, because of all the other focal images in here are super cool. And this one really complements and coordinates very nicely with the Gone Fishing, the Let's Go Fishing suite that's in the annual catalog. So Beauty of the Deep is what got pulled in for this card that we're working on, and there are dies that go with it. So this is a bundle. A focal image. These are all focal images. So Marcia, you asked what a focal image is. This is a focal image. So whenever I provide a kit to you where there's a focal image stamped, I cannot, as a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, provide any stamped images to you. This fish is actually designer series paper. I can provide that to you. I cannot provide stamped images. So if there's a focal image that is stamped, then you guys would get a piece of paper, which I'll show you. Like in this case, the, I don't know if I gave myself that. Did I really do that? I must have. Wow. Okay. I gave myself a really skinny piece, unless I got a scrapper. I'm not quite sure. But you would have a piece big enough to stamp the focal image and then either die cut or fussy cut it. Now with this, it's a bundle, and you can get the dies and the stamps together and save 10%. And we'll be going through more stuff as we go. In this one, I'll pull out the die right away because that's the focal image die. This one, you'd have 3 little embellishments that are already cut out and in your card. And what else will you need? We'll need this stuff here. And the other thing that we pulled in, because it has no sentiments, we had to pull in some sentiments. And what did we pull in? We actually pulled in Artistically Inked. Artistically Inked looks like this, and that's where the hello you called, is it me you're looking for? Oh, perfect, Marsha. I'm so happy you understand. Hi, Shirley Bloomer, you finally remembered. Yay, you're here. Shirley, I have a catalog coming in the mail for you today. Hello and happy birthday. So in class, people wanted to make this a birthday card, so they used the happy birthday on the inside, and then they used the hello on the outside. So that's what we're going to pull in for our sentiments. And what we need are some inks to be brought in. So when you get a kit like this, you guys need stamps, inks, and adhesives. That's primarily what you need to make a card to put the kit together. And so let's look at what you would have in your envelope. Now, I'm thinking I gave this piece to myself. Now, I gotta look in one of these other kits. So when we do in person, so this is what people in person got. They got a little bit bigger of a piece, right? I'm starting to wonder if this was a scrap that got given to me. So, because I pulled aside a kit here. All right, so, oh, there's a fish as well, and we're gonna talk about the fish. Because I have 2 fish in here. I wanna show you how you would put this together. If you have one fish, the fish are facing different ways. All right, so that's, I think, what we're gonna use for my seaweed. You'll have this is already die cut. So kudos to Anna Rebedu, you guys. Anna cut your coral for you, right? So this is already die cut for you in your kit. And she already cut your anchor as well. And Karen Forward helped die cut some of these shapes for you. These are from the Countryside Inn dies. The designer paper we said was from the Countryside designer paper. A big shout out to Karen Wetstein, you guys. Karen Wetstein cut all of the designer series paper. You'll have a little strip here for your sentiment in the front. You will have about 4 inches of a gray baker's twine. All right, so we're gonna put that on our anchor soon. You'll have these two pieces are your mats, one for the outside, one for the inside, both 4 by 5 1/4. And then your base. It's all about the base, no trouble, right? So burnish that. So when we fold them and put them in your envelope, we don't burnish them before we put them in. So you still want to pull it out and burnish it nicely. All right, so what do we have to do? We have to stamp a sentiment, the outer outline here, which is the coral, right? Coral, that's that, to make it look like a background. And then we've got to stamp the seaweed and some coral on the inside. So I did watch Rose do class the other day. I was watching it very intently, and she made a comment that I like kind of took to heart, and I realized that I don't always do this with you guys. And I'm like, I probably should teach this. It's probably a good thing to teach. And what it is she made the comment of, let's get our stamping done first and then assemble. And I'm like, okay, you know, sometimes I get glue happy with you guys, and I glue to have less things sitting on the counter. And I'm like, maybe we should practice the whole stamping first and then assembly later. So I'm going to try to practice that tonight, because it is a good habit to get your stamping done first and then to assemble. So what I'm doing here, I'm stamping the seaweed around the edge. Now, let's say you don't have Beauty of the Deep. That's okay. You guys, it's okay. What do you have that could be used? And twist this around different ways to get it to fit nicely, right? It's okay if it overlaps slightly. So what else could you use if you don't have the seaweed, right? Could you use an embossing folder? Do you have embossing folders at home that you could emboss it versus having it stamped? I went the stamping route because I like this coral, and I wanted to figure out a way to use it but it not be the focal part of the card, so that it would deter people from not taking this class. I really just have it on the background here. Do you have a different background stamp that you can use instead of this one? Like, what could you do? Ultimately, we're just creating a background so that when you have all the other stuff lined up on top of it, it just looks like there's decoration back there. And did you see what I did? I didn't waste any ink or time doing this middle section. And if you're wondering like how much of it you should ignore, well, when you put this up here, I'm like, oh man, I kind of missed that little spot right there. Well, I can fix that by taking a little section here, and I can show you here. We're gonna cover up, because ultimately I wanna get that little middle area, like right there. And I don't want to wreck anything else, right? So I'm just going to go like that. And now that potentially is what covered up. And I want to do one little more circly thing. So I don't want to risk going over my other stuff. So we're just going to maybe go like this and just fill this middle area in. So it'll look like I didn't miss a section. All right, so we put this here. That'll kind of help. Perfect. All right, so we got that one done. There's like a hangy thing on here. We just got to get that off. Okay, so that one's done. That was boho blue. Oh, thanks, Angela. My helpers appreciate that. So that was boho blue. And let's move that there. All right, then we have hello. If you don't have hello, put whatever you want, right? You know, you guys have different, hopefully, sentiment stamps at home that you can use. You could do anything you want. Thanks, Lynn Beasley. And thanks, Susan. They appreciate that. We're going to stamp hello down here. I'm going to practice down here. Oh, that's not so bad. Okay, let's see if I can do that over here. Oh, that's really nice. I'm good with that. I'm not going to make it a birthday card, though, because this card is going to be won by somebody, hopefully, in the future. Somebody will have their name drawn to get a card, and I'll leave it so that it just says hello, so they can use it however they want to. So then the seaweed here, I'm going to see how nice I am to myself with this, if I can fit that all on there. I might have to grab a different scrap, because I'll be honest with you, I really was not nice to myself with the seaweed, or the scrap that I gave myself. So we're looking for, I got a bucket full of stamps here. I want Old Olive. So yeah, I do have the best helpers of all time here, you guys. They're amazing. And they're waiting in the wings. They're waiting on standby right now for me to get escape cards designed. And as soon as they're designed, they are going to start die cutting. I don't know if this is going to work or not. I kind of gave myself a really small piece. You know what? I'm going to work with it. It's all on, but it's like the edge is off. But I'll be honest with you, when this whole card gets together, nobody's going to see that went to the edge. So we're going to try to go with this. We're going to see how it looks. All right, so there's that. And then on the inside here, yay, see Karen's watching and see she sees all the thank yous. All right, so the coral is going to go on the inside. That is a stamp that is right here. Okay, so this is part of the Beauty of the Deep as well. Right about there. Perfect. Okay, so that's what I got for stamping on this one. So I did, see, I learned from Rose. I mean, it's something that I knew, but I wasn't always diligent about the whole stamping first. The other thing too I want to show you guys is your fish face different directions. So I designed 2 cards to show you the difference. So if you have a fish that faces this way, you're going to want to put your seaweed over here. If you have a fish that faces this way, you might consider putting your seaweed over here like it's swimming into it, right? So I have both of these fish here to show you this. This seaweed over on the side, or the foliage on the side here, it's got a different way to put it on both ways, and I'm going to show you, but I'm going to put it together this way so that you can see the difference on what might happen if you have this fish facing that way. So with that being said, neither one of these fish have a die. There's only one die for the fish, and it's not for either one of these fish. So the good thing about this, you guys, is you got a fish. You don't have to stamp anything. You don't have to color in your fish. You just need to fussy cut it out. And I'll tell you, you guys, when I designed these cards, it was on a Saturday night, and Tyler was working outside on trees. And this was the very last card to get designed, and I was struggling. I was on a struggle bus with it. He came upstairs and he helped me put together this card. So Tyler, this is also a Tyler inspired card, and it came down to even being particular about the fish, because the whole sheet of designer paper, there are fish on there, and apparently they are mixed between saltwater fish and freshwater fish. And he told me that I cannot mix the fish. Like, this needed to be, I want to say, I might even guess wrong. And Diane, I hope Diane Bogenhagen's not watching, because she knows her fish. But like, she's like I don't know. She would tell me. I can't remember if they're these are either saltwater fish or they're freshwater fish. You guys are gonna have to help me out. I really don't remember at this point. And now that I'm trying to figure it out, I really don't know. That's how that goes. So we're gonna grab a little baby piece of tape here, and we're going to put the die over our foliage. And I just know that it was really important to Tyler not to mix. So I had to draw out a little picture diagram for Karen to make sure she grabbed all of a certain type of fish and not of another. So anyways, all right. So grab your die cutting machine. So I've got the little baby blue one here, and we're just going to put our little plates down, and we're gonna cut our seaweed so that that's ready to go. All right. Hopefully it looks good enough. And we'll put those back over here. So you guys, I wish you could see this cat passed out behind me. I'm gonna drop the camera down, and you guys are gonna see, this. You just gotta see it. Okay, so I'm gonna drop this down. I think you're gonna be able to see her head. Look at this. Okay, a little bit more, hang on. That's where she is sleeping. She's passed out right there, like just right in my butt. So she keeps wiggling, but you guys don't know that. And then she gets into her dreams really good, and she starts twitching. So it's kind of funny. Okay, so there's your kitty sighting. There's her cameo appearance, you guys. Bigger Tigger is out the window. He is stalking some chipmunk that keeps taunting him. All right, so here's what happened. I didn't want to waste the paper, but if you look here, it cut it straight down. So you can fix that. All you have to do is take a scissors and make it look like that is all intentional, right? So take the scissors and cut in here, round this out, make it so that the paper isn't straight, and some of this will get tucked away anyways with the card. So I kind of rounded it out, so at first glance you kind of might see it, but when we get this on the card and some of the coral is behind it, you're not going to even notice that at all. Oh yeah, there's Honey. She's like, her head is just like, Bloink. All right. So kudos to Rose for helping us get our stamping done right away. And now we can get assembly happy. So we're going to glue this. Now this is where it might freak some of you guys out. We're gonna get glue happy, like really glue happy. We're gonna put, oh, well, not even that much actually. We got 3 things that we're gonna glue at the moment. So I just looked, bigger Tiggers off to the sidelines there. So the only thing I really worry about is a cat jumping up here and putting their paws in the glue. That wouldn't be the best thing. So here's this. So Honey is doing really good. She admires her big brother. I'm actually going to put that where it was missing. I'm going to put that towards the bottom, I think. She admires her big brother. She imitates and mirrors him all the time. And if he's laying down with his paw, she'll look identical to him. I actually can show you a picture, you guys. Well, I'll get this going and I'll show you. I could have actually, so popping up is always a personal preference. I'm gonna put this like this. We're gonna clean these anyways. I popped up the navy and glued the blue flat. So we're gonna do this one. Where's Hunky tonight? You know what? I haven't seen Hunky for about an hour and a half. So he is nestled in somewhere. Hunky's on my S list right now. So I was starting to say Honey's doing really good, you guys. Hunky, so Honey is imitating Tigger so much that she's like a young lady already, and she is so well behaved. She doesn't play with my ribbons that are on the counter. She doesn't eat my stuff. She is just so sweet, like Tigger. Well, Hunky chewed my cords for my blinds. He literally chewed it and the blind bottom was hanging down. And he started after another one. And it's hanging by one thread. And I came in here and he was chewing on a ribbon and I had to pull it out of his mouth. He's a playful little kitten yet. Where he just hasn't gotten the memo yet from Tigger about like, hey, this is mom's stuff. You don't play with it, right? Like, I get it, they're kittens. They don't understand that. But Honey does. She got it. So, all right, we're going to grab our Stella pen really quick. And Stella, our coral, to get that done. So Hunky's around here somewhere. Like, you know, I still love them all, like, a lot. But he just was, like, pushing those buttons, like, eating stuff. I'm like, get it out of your mouth, buddy. Okay, I'm going to squeeze this a little bit to try to get a little more Stella. This is my new Stella I started last week. So when the Stella dries up in the brush tip, you just have to squeeze on these push and push, and it kind of just will start flowing out again. And then you got to do that every time it kind of dries out. Yeah. Yeah, so Hunky, he's so cute and he is so adorable, but he's just a little baby yet. He's like a baby running around the forest. All right, so that's a little bit of Stella. You guys need the Stella pens. They add that little bit of bedazzling. All right, so we got those ready. And then we're gonna prep our anchor really quick here. Lance jumped up on the table during dinner, stuck his paw in the lid of the ranch dressing, spent the evening licking dressing from between his toes. Nice. That's what they get, right? Yeah, and then Tigger jumps on the keyboard. Yes, that is okay. So you guys, Angela's got that. He's true, but Tigger knows if I have the keyboard pulled forward enough, he goes behind my keyboard. But so there's 2 windows and they're about 20 feet apart. So I've just put the folded part from the top down, and then you're gonna make the loop in the back, and then the tails go between the loop, okay? And that's how you get it, like from the front with the loop, like that's how you get the loop there. So Tigger goes back and forth. He has a chipmunk that like torments him. Like, you guys know the movie with the Caddyshack. that gopher that torments the guy from Ghostbusters. What's his name? Yeah, Bill Murray. Torments him. So Tigger has this chipmunk that just goes back and forth with, and he runs across the counters from one end to the other. Okay, wait, before I do this, we got to talk about the seaweed. So on this side, this just gently tucks behind here like that. Okay, so that's easy. That's how this one works if you're on this side. And then you don't have to really worry about that. It'll get all kind of blended together. So I'm going to hide that. Now, if you're with the other fish facing this way, you can't get that to do that. It doesn't want to do that. I did have to cut the seaweed, and what happens is this seaweed goes like this. Watch this. That's how the seaweed would go if you went with it like that. You have to cut it at this middle, like the point here where it's the smallest. You cut that, but then this looks sharp here. So you're gonna just take and round that out to make it look like it's two pieces, you guys. All right, so we got two pieces going on. So this first one is like that, and then this other one is gonna angle out that way. And because you have the coral there, you won't even notice that it's not connected. Hi, Sue Beasley from Australia. Nice to catch you here as well. All right, and then we're gonna do is put a little glue dot. You could use liquid glue, but it was just as, oh, here's Hunky. I hear him. So here's, you hear guys, little squeaker box. Oh man. They wanna see you guys. All right, you guys. Here's the little squeaker. Here's the little mischief maker. Yep, he just woke up from his nap. All right, so he's gonna be a little squawk box. Oh yeah, you're not going on the counter, little one. He is not graduated to be on the counter by himself. Nope, not gonna let him do it. And I know that sounds harsh, Hunky, but you were a little troublemaker. All right, so we got this little guy here, and that's gonna kind of come up the side here. All right, so that's how you guys have to do that. Oh, I know you wanna be by your sister. Now then this one right here is going to angle, kind of, they meet down here, like that. Right, so perfect. All right, so far so good. This little label right here, you could definitely use some dimensionals and pop that up. And now again, if you're making the other card, I'll set this here so you can kind of see the opposite. So this is gonna go, I have this coral lines up right so that the stem through the middle here ends up going right up the edge of that. That's how I did that. So this goes over here, something like that. And then this body, I know you're jealous of your sister right now, I get it. This is gonna go, so a little bit of liquid glue, and then this is gonna go right up the edge of that, okay? Now the anchor, where did I put my anchor? Right here. So this is going to kind of hook, like it kind of makes it like it's hanging off the sentiment strip, right? So for this one, it's gonna kind of hang here. And so I need some dimensionals. I'm gonna grab a dimensional and put it up there. And then we're also gonna grab a dimensional and put it down here. Hi, Linda Hall. Thanks, Betty Pile. So this is kind of look, it's hanging from the sentiment, something like that. Okay, if you want to trim your tails here, you could do that now, something like that. And we have here what's left primarily is the fish. And so I have the fish. He's flat on here, but then what I'm going to do is pop up his little tail part, the part that hangs off the edge. So we're going to put a little bit of liquid glue on his head, and then he's kind of like swimming into the, it's like a little aquarium kind of. So that dimensional is hanging off the edge here. It's not over the top of the octagon. All right, so far so good. Okay, then we have here our, you guys all got 3 like vanilla ones, so a large and 2 small. So it was really easy to cut them. And so what I'm gonna do is grab a large one to make it look like the bubbles of the, like the fish coming out of his mouth, right? Okay, make sure you press them down very hard, otherwise they might fall off later on in life. So we don't want that. All right, and we got a little Stella-ing done, and it wasn't so crazy, right? Once we started going. Just, I think the biggest thing that you guys might have a hard time with is understanding that you could have one fish facing one way and one the other way, and just how to put your seaweed. You know, the left side was really easy to tuck that because it followed the curve, but the other side just definitely did not. Great manly man card. Love it. And the guy in your life that gets this card doesn't even have to be a fisherman. It could actually go to girls too, because like Diane Bogenhagen, who designs classes with me, she is a fisher lady. She would be beyond ecstatic to get a fish card as well. So, hi buddy. I know you're sad and lonely because I'm not letting you come up here, but that's just how it goes, little one. All right, so next, you guys, we are going to have our man meet his lady. All right, so that's this card right here. And we talked about it that the designer series paper is ink paper, is the ink paper scissors inked botanicals. That is true. All right. This one is also vanilla. So we did vanilla for the last card and we had vanilla for this one. So now, just because we used the inked botanicals doesn't mean that we used those stamps though. We actually pulled in for this one, we pulled in timeless arrangements. Right? So you might have overlooked this one in the catalog if you weren't a fan so much of the stamp set. Okay, so a lot of words with some different foliages. If you're like me, you'd be like, I have so many flowers, I don't need more. But, you know, you might not have been so impressed with the flowers, but the words are so very nice. Like, I really appreciate, you are so kind, you make me smile, you're my everything, your kindness means everything to me. Thank you. I think we're going to use the thank you tonight. Hope your day is filled with everything good, for always believing in me from the bottom of my heart. So lots of good sentiments, right? And it kind of matched really nicely with the inked botanicals paper. Now, the stamp set's pretty cool, but the dies are even cooler. So these three here, these three dies are my favorite out of the set. They are the labels and they have stitching, and the stitching has, like, it's stitched, but then they have a little X right in the middle of each one of those. So really cool for quilters, if you're like a sewer, knitter, quilter kind of thing. It's just quilting, I guess you'd say. So those three are super cool. But what's even cooler then is you think that all of these are like individual little pieces that are glued down. Well, they got smart. That's what somebody, hi Carol Alanis, that's what somebody said in class last night. Well, they finally got smart. Well, they're smart. Stampin' Up, the people that work at Stampin' Up are pretty smart. Well, they got really smart with this one. The dies are actually, you guys have got this class with me, you will have these die cut in coral, Lost Lagoon, and vellum, and they're attached together. And you're going to watch me how I put it together. So there's actually 4 of them that that can be layered. Very cool. So you could always just get these dies and not necessarily get the sentiments, or vice versa, depending on what you're looking for. But let's show you how this card goes together. So we're done with this ink. And we need Lost Lagoon, and we need crushed curry and coral. So let's get these swapped out. We'll need this next. And I think we need this and this, and then this will be for next. Okay. So in your kit, let's go, oh, we're done with these guys too. Let's move these out of here. Make a little room. I'll clean them later. Brandon, I didn't clean them, I'm sorry. Angela's son Brandon always says that he likes it when I clean the stamps. All right, Patty, we'll catch you later. All right, so in your kit, you guys, I promise you got a vanilla envelope. You'll have the little sacrificial lamb, right? That goes behind where the seam is to help the ribbon look sharper. You'll have a piece of coral and vanilla, what are the 2 mats that are the same size. One's for the inside, one's for the outside. You'll have your little label, so cool with that stitching, the X. Your little I think we figured out 2 1/4 inch circle is what we got here. So they have a handful of punches that are in the online store only. So if you're looking or in the market for some circle punches, they have like 1 3/4, I believe 2, 2 1/4, 2 3/8, and you can get those in the online store. Excuse me, the 2 3/8 is available in the catalog. you have 2 pieces of designer paper. I intentionally made the bottom one bigger so you don't see coral, and the top one is smaller so that you see the coral. That was intentional. I didn't necessarily like this green with the coral behind it, so just so you know that. And then here are these 3 pieces here. That's what we have here for die cutting, right? That's what you guys all got die cut, and we're gonna show you how to put them together. So Honey is awake from her slumber, and she just wanted to announce her presence to you guys that she's here. And we're going to fold this and burnish this. Now, you guys, this is a horizontal card, so make sure you keep stuff horizontal so you don't accidentally stamp it incorrectly. All right, so let's move these out of the way. All right, let's do our stamping. Rose will be proud. Okay, we're gonna stamp first. Oh, and then you guys, in your kit, you have vanilla ribbon. I promise that my mom gave you guys, she cut 6 inches. She gives me the scraps. When she gets to the end of the roll of the ribbon and she says, can you make do with this? And I always say, yes, I can. And I can show you guys how I am gonna make my ribbon work with this, okay? So, just to show you some paper and ribbon conservation as much as I can. So we need these 3 things for stamping. Now these are all photopolymer stamps. So we're gonna wanna grab our piercing mat and put that underneath, and it'll be good to have a little scrap as well. Now I said that I wanted to use the stamp in here that's thank you, because that will look very nice on this card. So I'm gonna just flip this out. I'm making this a thank you card because somebody will win this as a prize, and then I can thank them for watching me on the YouTube, the boob tube, right? All right, so that's thank you, and that's ready. So let's do Lost Lagoon first. So grab the Lost Lagoon-y. If you don't have Lost Lagoon, I think you could potentially use Soft Succulent. It's not too far off. Like Soft Succulent is to Lost Lagoon like Evening Evergreen is to Peacock to me. Like they're both very complementary, cool colors. If you had Peacock, you could always use Peacock at 2nd strength, I think. All right, so we're gonna stamp. So I like to just have my label with something dark behind it, so then I can easily see how to line it up. So we're gonna put the thank you in there like that. Then we're gonna use, now the inside looks very similar to the outside to me. So I did a little leaf, and that's this guy. So we're gonna put that off to the side like that. And then this one is coming out at the bottom of the circle, kind of like in an angle. It fills in that one right side. And then you have this spriggy thing. Brandon walked up just in time to hear me say that. He caught me red-handed that I didn't clean my stamps. Of course he did. All right, so I don't think I have that one on the, okay, so we're done with the Lost Lagoon. Then we're gonna pull in the coral, which is what I used for the flowers over here. So I've got that kind of in the middle here. I didn't deal with masking. It kind of goes over it, and I'm okay with that. Then this one's gonna come up this way. And then we have crushed curry is our complementary color. And they're these little plus signs, I guess is what we'll call them. And I've got a couple there, and then there's one lonely little guy over here. So I've got that inside decorated to match the outside. And then this one, I kind of filled in some empty space with these. So I'm gonna put one guy right there, and then I might just put one more over there. So just kind of decorating up the circle a little bit. I think that's it for the stamping. So, let's see. Personally, I like that one a little bit better. Like the inside that I have here, I kind of got that guy off, and they kind of look more nestled in the bottom corner, where that one looks more spread out. But whoever you send it to isn't really going to notice, they won't notice that there are 2 cards that look a little bit different. So just putting that out there, you know, be cool with what you do. Like, don't overly criticize how you stamp something, because whoever you give it to isn't going to necessarily know that it was any different than what you really wanted it to be. So, all right. So we've got that. Let's get a little bit glue happy. So we can glue this, and we can get this prepped and ready. All of these, right? Those, and then this. So I'm gonna, before I get glue happy, you guys, remember we like to test stuff. I did notice when I was holding this earlier, I have a smidge of the coral peeking out. You can hardly see it. I can see it. So if you have a smidge and you want to get rid of your smidge, get rid of your smidge. Just take your trimmer out and cut your smidge or your hair off. It's going to be hard to cut that little baby hair off. And with a trimmer, sometimes it does that, right? It frays it like that. And if that happens, then I just grab out my scissors and I help it the rest of the way. Just get that little smidge cut off. See, that's really what I wanted to get cut off, was that much. It's hard to do that with a trimmer like this track kind of cutter. If you have a guillotine, it cuts so much easier. Okay, so now we're back on track. Okay, so we need, well, we can test it and just see if it, yeah, see, that's good enough. That's good. All right, so we're going to be gluing, all right, all 5 of these things. So we got this one, that, more. This is our inside, and then this guy. So I've already tested that one, so I'm good to put this down onto here. Oh, one moment, please. Oh, guys, I got too glue happy. We're okay, though. See, this is what happens. We got ribbon. Oh, man, we have ribbon. Oh, man, we have ribbon. Okay, so this is the inside. We're okay, though, you guys. We can handle this. So there's our, so then this guy, this guy goes at the bottom. We're okay. So don't glue the coral one so fast, right? Let that guy not have glue on him for the moment if you aren't this far ahead. So I'm going to just help that just a hair yet there. Then this one, make sure your flowers are going the correct way. And that goes centered in your coral, right? That. Your top, your left and right the same. And then our sacrificial lamb can go right here, right over the top. Perfect. Okay, so we're doing okay. So I'm just trying to make sure that that is straight. Hi, Becky Schlossnagel. I don't like that white line there so much, so I'm actually going to drop this down a hair so I don't see that white line. All right, you might have that hanging over a hair. If it is, just grab the scissors and you can trim that off. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna prep the back here with our tear-in tape. And we also have to prep the front with our tear-in tape. So this goes right in the middle, right there. And, you guys, I really got glue happy, didn't I? All right, then we got that prepped. We can pick that off. And you saw how little of a ribbon I had. And I promise you, like in the kits that you guys got, there's a ribbon. Your kits have a really long ribbon, right? So you don't have to do this finagly process. So I have this little baby Schniblins, right? So I'm actually gonna cut it in half because I think I can get by with half on each side. So this is like 3.5 inches. Make it work. The only question I have is I'm gonna grab a scrap paper and set this onto my scrap paper because I'm going to need a little assistance here in aisle 9 with some gluing. So I'm gonna put my tear-in tape right about here and right about there. Okay. I put it on the white paper because that can get some glue on it. Now I'm gonna set this right in here, right? And then, where did I put the other one? Right there it is. Okay, this guy is gonna go here. Flip your tail over. Flip the tail over. Okay. And just, oh, you made some homemade sauerkraut. I love it. Are you going to can it so you have it for St. Patty's Day to make some Reubens? All right. So we're securing our, I'm going to leave these tapes on. These back here, we're going to flip that and put those on like that. So did you see that? I really hardly used any ribbon, and you just got to make sure it comes in far enough that they don't get, that you don't see them, right? Okay, so there's that. Now we're back on track. So my glue is almost dried, so I'm going to add a little bit more here. Honey, what are you doing, girlfriend? Okay, now this, I'm done with this piece for right now, so we're going to set that over there. Let's go back to gluing this on here, officially. Good. See? Crisis diverted. All right. So the circle-y thing is going to hang out right over here. And then we have a thank you. Now, let's talk about these things. We're going to Stella them. Let's get them Stellaed. And grab that Stella pen. Don't have to worry about the bottom rectangle looking thing. Just get the Stella on the top parts here. Okay. So a little there. You can Stella vellum too. Just know it might not dry as fast. And the wetness on the vellum, I've found that sometimes it can make it curl a little bit because it got wet. Where's my silicone? Oh! Cindy. You know, that is one thing that Rose taught me too, is to be using the silicone mat, right? Well, there we go. It's in my drawer. All right. Because you can clean the silicone mat so easily. You can get the glue off of it. You get Stella off of it. Good call. Thank you. Yeah, it's going to, in 6 weeks. Yep. So my parents made some sauerkraut earlier this year already. All right, so we got all the little bits and parts poked out. Now let's talk about how we're going to put these three together. All right, let's put this, I'm not going to put my silicone mat too far away. All right. All right, so how are we going to do this? Let's just set these here. What's super cool about this is they have the bar here, right? So like I put the green ones down in the back, and then I added the vellum, and you can like slide these back and forth until you get them where you want them. And you're really only gluing this bottom part and not all these little bitty pieces. It saves a whole lot of ribbon. I definitely agree, Becky. Definitely. It might use more adhesive, but I feel like ribbon is a thing that you want to conserve more than adhesive, right? So I don't mind using more adhesive to save ribbon. All right, so now what we're going to do is I'm going to kind of like put the circle down, because I know my circle is going to go here. Now, do you want to pop up the circle or not? I decided to put the circle flat, like it was behind. And so I think what I'll do, I'm going to use some tear and tape, and we're going to put it at the top and at the bottom, and then not, you could put it in the middle too if you wanted, but this is gonna go something like this, right? You only see that little bit of ribbon over there. I'm not gonna push it down really hard in case I do wanna move it. So we're gonna just set that there. And then how I would do these is I would put little bits of glue along that back, like I guess you could call it a bar. So it kind of nestles right on that top ridge. So bring it over. So I have it kind of in front of the circle. So the top of the bar is in line with the top of, because this is gonna go right like this. Okay, so like that top of the bar is kind of right in line with the top of my, I call it my sacrificial lamb. And then, so vellum is a little bit different. Sometimes vellum doesn't dry as fast with liquid glue, so you could definitely use glue dots. Hi, Tanya. You could use glue dots, or you could use tear and tape. Now you can move this over to the left or the right, and I have it still lined up with that bar, the top of my lamb, my sacrificial lamb, and the top of this is what I'm calling a bar. Like, it looks like a bar to me. I don't know. The rectangle. right? And then I did my coral one next. And then the coral one, I have, again, the top of the rectangle lined up. And then eventually then this is gonna go right there. Perfect. I can see where my tear and tape is right there. So I'm gonna just make sure that that isn't seen. And then this, I'm going to pop this up with dimensionals. So easy and fun to put that foliage stuff together. It's so cool. So we're gonna do up and down, and then this will go right. Now, if you wanted to do something else to this, you could always sponge the edges of this with some Lost Lagoon. That would definitely work too. And I just wanna make sure I'm up high enough, just like that. Okay, I think the only thing we need to do to this one is add some butterflies. And so we've got the brushed brass butterflies. You guys got 3 of them. You either got 2 big and a small, or you got 2 small and a big. So I got one up here flying around. I'll put a little guy over here flying there, and then I'm gonna take, because I have more big ones, I'm gonna take 2 big ones, and I can put that one right there. Cool. And he's directly over the top, so I'm gonna move him maybe over there and make him go the other there. So they're not like straight on top of each other. Okay, push those down good so that they don't fall off later. And the other thing you could do potentially is you could Stella inside these flowers, and it might draw the color of the, it might draw the color around. So Stella will help make the color bleed. And if you don't mind that, you could always Stella inside those. I'd wipe it out a little because you have pink there, and you could always Stella inside those. Okay. We got it done. Okay, so our man, I guess back to it. We got our man, and he met a woman, and next we're gonna make a baby card, of course, right? A baby card. So, all right, I just thought, it's very rare that I actually have a, I shouldn't say it's rare, but for the monthly class, I don't really pay attention to like, oh, it should be a feminine card, a masculine card, a baby card. But in this case, that's exactly how it ended up being, and I love it. I love it. So it helps you get all your cards that you need. All right, so we've got the baby card. All right, so here's our kit. Got that. Now, for this one too, you guys, I gave you options. Yeah, the soft colors, that Lost Lagoon, the coral, and the crushed curry are very soft colors. I love it. Okay, so now for the baby card, you guys. It features the stamp set. Hi, Tigger. Bigger Tigger, you want a little treatsy. I know you do. I will give you a treat. You're sitting there so patiently. There you go, buddy. All right, so this one features the stamp set, and it's called Little Dreamers. All right, now do you have this stamp set? Maybe you don't have it. Hi, Anna Carter. If you don't have it, what can you use? That's always my question to you, is if you don't have it, you don't want to buy it, that's fine. What could you use? Because you're going to get a piece of paper for you to stamp a focal image on, because I didn't stamp it for you, right? That's the deal. So with that one, there's also dies that come with it. Oh, I brought the fishing ones here. It's out, so, but here are the dies, right? And then there's this little star pattern that you could do. There's a die for the moo. There's a die for the elephant, the shooting star, the clouds. The clouds came from here. Then this right here, the label comes from the Nested Essential Dies. And then I also use painted texture for the embossing folder. Okay, so let's talk about what you have in your kit then. So you'll have, this one's white, and you will have, let's move this over here, your painted texture. It's in Pretty Peacock, so that's already embossed for you. You will have your piece that you can stamp your little lion, brave lion. You'll have 2 pieces here, because I don't know what kind of a card you need. Oh, Sherry Everett said she used Zany Zoo. Perfect. She used Zany Zoo. I love it. It's a good idea. Good idea. Thank you for pointing that out, Sherry. So you guys, I don't know what kind of card you wanted. I don't know if you wanted a boy card or a girl card, and some people didn't necessarily know what kind of card they needed, so they made the balloon yellow or you could do like a lighter green, you can make it purple. But what I did is I provided each of these because both Melon Mambo and Lost Lagoon looked good with the card. But you're like, well, hi, Bigger Tigger. You guys, his cameo appearance. Oh, you want the treats. You guys, they are particularly needy tonight. I apologize, but not really, because they're just being cats, and what am I going to do about it, right? I'm happy that they're here supporting me, right? So what are you going to do? You don't have enough, you think, all right? This is back to Becky showing, you know, ribbons, like ribbon saving. This is paper saving, right? So what do? You just need to cut one of them in half. Figure out, do you want a boy or a girl card? And I guess you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to poll the audience. I'll wait. What do you guys want? Tell me, should I make it pink or the Lost Lagoon, right? Which color? I'll make whatever the majority votes for. I don't really have a preference on what to make because this is going to be a card that's won. So you guys have to tell me which color to use, and then I will make that, and we'll keep talking about what you have in your kit. You have 2 clouds that were already cut. Oh my gosh, Tigger. Come on, buddy. You got to get out of the way. We are not giving you treats galore. This is crazy, you guys. This is crazy. You need to go into the house to get food, you guys. You guys, they're just crazy. All right, you'd think I haven't fed them all day. So this is the Delightfully Eclectic. And it's so cool because they have some of the pink hearts on here. And there's a little piece of vellum that will go over the top to make it look frosty. And it's matted onto a white. Okay, so perfect. Now you guys will have 6 inches of ribbon. And just like we did on my card for class, you guys are going to have to do the same for this one. There is no ribbon in the middle section here. So again, you guys, my mom gave me 2 scraps. These are the end of the roll of the ribbons. And so you have about 6 inches, which is about the equivalent of this. And we're going to show you how to do that. All right. So I am seeing pink, 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 green. Bigger Tigger is getting a treat belly penny. So we do call him Bigger Tigger for a reason. Judy said Lost Lagoon. Mary said a boy. Lost Lagoon. I use Melon Mambo. Oh, yes. So you guys, the first half of you said pink, and the second half of you said Lost Lagoon. Now, in class last night, we talked about it. Let's say you're having twins, and they could be twins that you're having a boy and a girl, right? That you could, in essence, put pink on one side, and you could put blue on the other if you don't know what the sex of the baby is, right? So that's always something. Lynn Beasley is using the mama and the baby kangaroo from Animal Outing. Perfect. That's a good idea as well. So I think you guys are going to have to give me a counting here. So we're going to count right now. Pink, 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 pink is 5. And then Sherry used, so then Lost Lagoon is Lost Lagoon, Lost Lagoon, Lost Lagoon, green. It's like even, you guys. It seriously is even. No, I don't know. I'm going to go, you know what we're going to do? I'm going to shut my eyes. I'm shutting my eyes, you guys. Here, you can see me shutting my eyes, right? I'm shutting my eyes. And I have no idea what it is. And we're going with this one. Okay, we're going with green. All right, so green it is. It was so even, you guys. All right, all you have to do. Cindy Rentry said, just pick one. I did, girlfriend. We picked one. All right, we're back into the swing of things. This is all you have to do. You cut it in half, right? So cut it in half, and you have to be careful now. We have to do a little bit of stamping here. So we're going to stamp our little lion on here, and a star is born. So here's our little lion heart. You need basic black ink, and you need the congratulations on your new little one. And if you want to, like people in class like the moo-moo, so they definitely put the little moo-moo on the inside. And so you could do that if you wanted. But we're just gonna ink up our little lion here. You guys are gonna get a little lesson on watercolor pencils too. So we're gonna have that one marinate here for a second. All right, and yup. So you guys, you know when I said that, you know when I said that Hunky is being like mischievous with like the chords and playing with things? Well, he's off sleeping in my light box over here, and that is Bigger Tigger that's doing that. So, all right. So you see what I'm doing here? I'm letting the ink marinate. Oh, and I stamped it a little bit high, but that was the back side. So you guys, if you feel your die cuts, if they're rough, that's the back side. So we're gonna bring that down just a hair here. Okay, very good. Okay, so a star is born, and this has marinated long enough, and so that's ready to go. Good deal. And then we have to stamp on the inside. Now, we'll honestly tell you in class, a couple people, there's a few people that they don't necessarily always like stamping directly on the inside of the card like this, right? So they opted to go home and they matted it with a color and then put white over the top. But I don't necessarily mind stamping on the white, and for us, what we're gonna do is we're gonna stamp that directly onto the inside of our cards. Kids will be kids, yep. Tigger, get out of here, buddy. All right, so we're gonna put this right here, just like this. You guys, it's been a little while since Tigger's been so rambunctious. Like usually he's off sleeping somewhere. Yep, you guys could hear all that too, right, in the background. Oh, that's so straight, perfect. Okay, so there's that. And then what you could do is put a little shooting star, like coming off the corner if you want. There's also little stars, that works too. All right, so you would be proud, you guys. We got all the stamping done, so we're good with that. I'll clean these up later, Brandon. All right, so we're gonna do a little bit of work with coloring. Now, we did talk about the Cindy Rountree. I'm thinking of bringing this right back out. We've learned that if we put the silicone mat underneath here, it's perfect, it's awesome. It helps us for our colored pencils. So let's just look at this card, you guys. Oh, Sandy, you finished your family history scrapbook. I love it. That's awesome. Good job. Congratulations. So we opted for the Lost Lagoon. And I will tell you, there is, okay, watercolor pencils, you guys. So I have here the old pack that looks like this. And then there's a second pack. But then they retired this one because it had Pacific Point and Bermuda Bay. Those two colors retired. So they came out with a new pack. Also, they added pecan pie. They changed it to blue. So they took off the word of balmy blue or Pacific Point, but it's almost the same color. So these are called watercolor pencils. You're gonna need daffodil, pumpkin pie, crushed curry, and either a pink or a blue. All right. And what you're gonna do is color with your colored pencils. So I am pulling out Bermuda Bay. So if you have the old style of colored pencils, you're Bermuda Bay. You might use Coastal Cabana as well. But you guys, we did a whole watercolor pencil yesterday. Or was it the day before? Somebody's gonna have to remind me. We just did colored pencils recently. Pumpkin pie is what I'm using for his mane. Oh yeah, so you guys, this is where I like to zoom in so you guys can see the whole coloring thing. Yeah, so Sandy Wickliner's been working on a family scrapbook, and she was telling me that it's been a labor, I'm assuming it's a labor of love, but it's taken a long time. And so we're doing a little bit of orange here for his mane. Now, don't be afraid to mix. So Judy Immel is our master colorer. Don't be afraid to mix a little yellow in with the mane here to make it look a little softer and more yellowy versus orangey. So that's okay to do. You guys, you can mix your colored pencils together. Now, what I did for the daffodil here is I'm gonna do daffodil really lightly over his face, like this. And then we're gonna do his belly as well. I'm going like at a medium, like a medium pressure. I'm also gonna do basically his whole being, right? Everything's gonna get this daffodil. So if you just do daffodil, he's gonna be a little bit lighter. And don't forget his arm over here. So now where you get him a little bit more golden yellow like that is where you bring in crushed curry. And so I did a little shading. So you can see he's like more golden here, but lighter here and more golden. I actually brought in the crushed curry, and I only did it like on the sides here and like his ears here and do that. And then I made his tail really dark as well, so I went over with crushed curry there. I did a little bit of crushed curry down this edge here, like the side of his body, just to give it a little bit of shadowing, kind of. And I went down this side as well. And over here, right? So don't be afraid to mix and match colored pencils together. So we're gonna do a little bit yellow, more there. All right, but now this is where the magic comes in, right? So we talked about this whenever we did the class with the watercolor pencils. So I'm actually gonna do a hair more, make his tail tip orange. Oh yes, okay Penny, I will do that. So I'm just gonna add a little bit more of the Bermuda Bay. It was the Let's Just Stamp class because we colored the fox, we colored his rain jacket and his hat with pretty peacock, right? So we're gonna make his orange, his tail here a little bit, the tippy just a little bit orange. I think I like that, there you go. Okay, so now this is where we're gonna grab in the marker here, the blender pen. Judy Immel, that is exactly what Tigger is asking. He's, you guys, if you can see it, the treat package is right under his nose right now. That is what he's waiting for. He cannot get them out himself. He's waiting for me. Judy, you hit the nail on the head. He's like, Mom, are you done yet? Right? You guys, this is the magic of blending. Okay, so I'm wiping out the brush a little bit because I don't want to get the pumpkin pie mixed in. And now again, you guys, I used a memento pad. We talked about this on Monday. If you're gonna want to be like legit, you would probably use a stays-on pad so that the black doesn't smear. But I'm gonna go light, wispy brush strokes so that the black doesn't smear. I could see it started to, but I went over it fast enough that it didn't. So super cool here, right? So that's what blending. Okay, so we're gonna do his belly here, and that really smooths that out. And then we're gonna smooth out his arm here. I'm trying not to hit the black ink too much, right? Stay away from it. And then just his little tail. Okay. All right, next is the balloon, but you don't want to risk getting any yellow into the blue, right? So make sure you get that out really good. And now this, you can see how scratchy, like to me it looks scratchy and liney, right? So what I'm gonna do is just kind of weave this back and forth. It brightens it up. Try not to go outside the lines, right? But it brightens it up and it just smooths it out. You see that? Do you guys like it when I zoom in so you can see that, right? Look at that. It just smooths it out so much. I went outside the line just slightly. It's okay. I can live with it. All right. Now we just gonna pull. So that's it for our colored pencils, right? We went through all that. And now we just need to grab the die. So I have my bucket of fun here. And the die, okay, so there was the fish die I wanted to show you guys. This was the fish die right here that you could have used if you had that particular fish and you have the dies. And then what we've got here is this guy. So, bigger Tigger, you're just gonna have to move it, buddy. Nobody wants to see your big butt in the screen here. I'm sorry, buddy. Let's put you over here. So let's grab this, and what we're gonna do is star. Line this up, you guys. My trick is line up the top. Once you get it, move to the bottom. Once you get the bottom, move back to the star so that you don't lose it. Okay, so that's ready to go, and here's our plates. Let's get that in here. So once we've got this die cut, we're 130 pages, Sandy. Wow. Oh, talk about a labor of love, definitely. Okay, so now we got this done, you guys. We're pretty much at a point where we're ready to assemble the card and finish it off. We did all the prep work. Be so careful, you guys, when you pull off your tape from holding that it doesn't rip it, okay? All right, so we're done with the die. We should be done with this for the moment. All right, let's get assembly. Now, how should we do this, right? What's the order for this? Now, I gave you these 2 strips. What we're gonna do is we're gonna glue those down onto here first. So let's flip them over and put a little bit of glue on them. And I'm more of an eyeballer when it comes to this kind of stuff. Like, technically, you could have cut yourself a piece that's big enough and that it would just, like, matte, you know, go matte on there. I'm gonna eyeball top to bottom and on the left here. So I'll start with getting this one where I think it needs to go. And then what I will do is grab my ruler out and kind of even that out like that. Then I know where to put this one, how high to put it. And bring it out about the same distance as this one, okay? So that helped me get those in place. Now, again, you could have used a whole piece of paper that was that big, but I don't want to waste it, right? Okay, and I wanted to give you guys options, right? So this way I could give you options to figure out what kind of a card you needed. Now what you're gonna do, grab this white piece, and you wanna make sure that your tear and tape is in far enough so that you don't see it when this white piece is on here, right? So something like that is good. And you're gonna need 2 more for the top, and you're gonna need 4 for the back. So let's grab these. You guys have 6 inches of yellow ribbon, okay? You're gonna wanna cut it into quarters so that you have 4 equal pieces, right? So I have about that here. So I'm just gonna take my scissors and cut it. So you guys have, I got 4 pieces, right? So let's take this. And now what we wanna do is kind of find the middle here. So something like that. And that goes right next to it. I'm thinking that looks good. Then this is where you could bring your ruler out again and set that here. And then you can line that one up so you're not going too crooked with it. There. So these are just lined up right next to each other. And then you can do is take that tear and tape and put it right over the top. And then these just fold over. Oop, I went crooked with them, hang on. So just bring it up a hair, there you go. And then this one goes like this. So that's, Becky, another way to save some ribbon, okay? Okay, and the reason I did that with this ribbon, this is the sheer ribbon combo pack. It comes with 3 different colors. It was out of inventory, and I had enough to kit up all of the cards if I did it like this. Because it came with blue and pink and yellow, it's not like you got a full 10 yards. I think you only got 5 yards. All right, so now that that's ready to go, that goes right here onto the card base like this, okay? All right, there we go. So far, so good. What we can do then is this is gonna go on here, and before I glue it, I'm just gonna test to make sure my vellum is the right size. If my vellum is too much that I need to trim it, now is the time where you would do that. And what you could do is just very lightly, if you need to trim anything, you could take your scissors and just trim that little hair off there. That's what mine was. Okay, so I'm gonna glue this onto the white mat, like that. And then this will get popped up with dimensionals. I used 6 of them. Becky loves the ribbon saving, yay! Definitely took advantage of it in this class with you guys now. This goes right here, centered top to bottom, left to right, for the most part. That's what I'm going for. Okay. Now the question I got most in class was, how do you attach the vellum, right? I've been holding off on doing that, right? So what we're gonna do is we're actually going to put these things on to the card first. So the lion. Let's put our lion on, our little lion heart here. So we're gonna put that little guy. So his tail is almost touching the bottom and his hand is almost touching off the side, and make sure he's straight. So he's something like that. And then the Star is Born is actually glued flat, like under just, it's kind of like tucked so that his leg. So I will tell you guys, my ink made a little dot here and I almost took the ink eraser to take it off, but I noticed that it gets covered up because his leg is actually going over the top of it. So we're gonna have that, something like this. Now, I potentially should have stamped the sentiment more to the right because I can see that I've got more white space over here than I do on this one, but it's okay. It can hang off the edge. It's not gonna hurt anything. Now our clouds, there are 2 clouds here, and what we're gonna do is pop up the clouds, the top cloud, I should say. I popped this one up, and that goes, let's just set this on here for now so that we have a guide. That's gonna go somewhere like this. And then there's another cloud. Shirley's here, but late. That's okay, Shirley. We always say better late than never. And then this one's gonna tuck underneath so slightly. Now that we have this prepped, now is the time that you could put your like adhesive on. Right? Because you don't want to put adhesive behind the vellum where you're going to see it. You want to put the adhesive on the areas that get covered up. So I only put the glue underneath those white things. You could use tear and tape or glue dots too. And now this, it's adhered right to the front. And it's cool because it kind of makes it look frosty, like cloud-like more. All right. I would definitely Stella your clouds. So before I go to my white clouds, I'm going to make sure my Stella pen's brushed out so that it doesn't provide color, because I want white fluffy clouds. And we got that. And then in your kit, you guys will have gems. I used the iridescent gems, and I just got to find where I have them right here. So those are gems that carried over from a different catalog. And oh, look at this. I've got some scrappers way down here in the bottom. I always love using up that kind of stuff. So I'm going to grab one big one and a small one. And then we're going to put one more over here. Perfect. We're going to just make a little more space in between. So you guys you probably got a big one or a medium one, and then two smaller ones would be my guess. So, but you got 3 gems in there. Hopefully. Sometimes static electricity can take them. I've had it sometimes where people can't find them and they end up using something else that they have, and that's so amazing that you guys are so easygoing about that, because when you do cut 3 little gems, I know I cut the gems. I cut 3 gems and I put them on the kits, and they can get stuck anywhere. That's just how it can happen. So we got them done though. If you guys want to add any extra Stella to this, you could always trace over some of the embossed parts of the background piece here, that peacock. All right, so you guys, we have our whole family. Our family is complete, right? You got Dad and Mom, and you got the baby. I love it. So I didn't intend for that to happen, but I'm rolling with it, you guys. I'm so excited. So it's a cute little baby card. So I know that some of this little Dreamers, I have a couple people that have they're so in love with this little Dreamers set. So I wanted to make sure that I pulled it in and used it. I know in class some people use the little cow, and they put that little cow in the bottom corner. But you know what I just realized? If you guys do use the star, like the shooting star, you could actually take your colored pencils, and we had people that were coloring that in class. And what you could do is wait, I did lost lagoon, ha ha ha, hang on one second. We're gonna, hang on. I'm like, what did we do on the outside? We did lost lagoon. Let's just cover up that pink, and we're gonna do lost lagoon on the outsides here. And then orange. Orange, you glad you did the class tonight? Right there, okay. And then, just because, we're gonna color that in a little bit. Wipe that yellow out. Gonna go to the orange and soften it. And, oh, Anna Carter, you're very welcome. You guys, thanks for your patience with the kittens tonight. You never know what they're gonna be up to or get into. And tonight they were especially a little bit needy, but hopefully not too annoying or too much for you guys. I appreciate your support with them. They are the babies, right? Can you imagine if I had twins running around here? Oh man, that would be even more cumbersome. So, all right, so this card makes me want another baby in the family. There you go, Lynn. See, yes. Make the baby card, the baby shall come, right? Oh, it's so stinking cute. I love it. All right, so thanks, guys. We made it through class. We did good. We got a few minutes left. We're gonna do a little door prize drawing, and I have a lot of cards here actually that I want to give away for past classes, you guys. But Shirley Malarkey made me a card. This came today. She used the circle sayings, and she used some of the designer series paper with boho blue and the exposed brick and folder. So you guys, we had a lot of rain that happened, and my mailbox collected rain in the bottom of it. So Shirley, I'm going to open this up, and some of your post-it note did bleed onto here, but not so crazy. I can always add another little white mat to it. But that was from my post office. I'm sorry, it wasn't my post office. It was my mailbox. I got to change. There's like little holes in the front. I got to put more packaging tape in the front, and then the rain doesn't go into it. So, but thank you for that one, Shirley Malarkey. And what we have here are 3 classes, you guys. We have, catching up, right? So we have here the Naturally Gilded class. I'm glad that you guys like the cards. Yay. You guys love the babies. Good. Okay, just want to make sure. I know that they were a handful for me, but I tried to just keep rolling right through it, you guys. So Naturally Gilded, I did this class back in June, online and in person. I have 1 kit left of this class in case anybody still is interested. I would love to see this one move off the past classes. It was a $50 class and was shipping at $60, and that is because it's a Stamp-A-Stack. You get the rolls of ribbon, 2 rolls of ribbon, you get embellishments, you get the half a pack of this designer paper, you get blending brushes. So it was a Stamp-A-Stack, so you get product with it. Make 12 cards. So you got 4 of each one. So winner chicken dinner. This one goes to Miss Jill Keelblock. Jill, you are the winner chicken dinner of that one. This one goes to Mary Sykes. Mary, I am so happy you won. Vicky Rodriguez, you are the next winner of this Naturally Gilded. I have all of your information for you 3 girls, so I know where to mail these off to. Hi, Susan Wormley. All right, so again, that was Vicky Rodriguez, Mary Sykes, and Jill Keelblock. Yay. Now, I have here 3 of my 4 fishing cards. I could not locate the 4th card. I thought it was in the box. It's not there. I think I had to use it because I think I lost a kit. So I have 3 winners for this one, not 4. And now that I said that out loud, I think I do exactly remember it got lost. A card got lost, and I had to replace a card to Diane. So I pulled it from here. So we have 3 winners for this class instead of 4, but that's okay. Kathy Swanson, you are the winner of this one. Kathy, I don't know you. I will need your address. Pat Williams, you're the winner of this one. Yes, as I ignored him, he got better and ran away because I wasn't giving him love. You're right. And then this one goes to Patty Wright. Patty, I don't know if you're still watching, but you won this card. Yay. Okay, so congratulations to Patty Wright, Pat Williams, and Kathy Swanson. Yay. Da-da-da. So that was the Gone Fishing class, you guys. I have none of this class left for kits, but the tutorial for both of these classes is in the online store or is available. This was Let's Just Stamp featuring Hello Ladybug from June. And we have some winners. Da-da-da. Wendy Tick, you are the winner of this one. I know where you live. Hildy, I think you might be watching it. If you are, you won this one. Yay. And Letty Hoots, you are the winner of this one. So exciting, So I have all 3 of your guys' address. I know where you guys live. I know where Patty lives. I just really need for this one, Kathy Swanson and Pat Williams. You go on this pile because I don't know you, but these girls, I know you guys. These will be in the mail next week for you guys, okay? So congratulations to all these Lucky Duck winners. I love it. All right, so this goes on a different pile. And I have here a door prize drawing that we're going to do. All right, so we did it, guys. We made it to the end, and we're even a little bit early. I love it. So if anybody's watching me for the first time, I do my best to keep my classes down to 2 hours because that's just, it takes a little bit to make 3 cards. I promise you it does. When we have an in-person class, we're usually starting at 6 and we're not done until 8 or 8:30. So I'm happy that I keep these classes down a little bit. So I have here 12 people. I was like, I can't see like just right. 12 people that placed orders to get this class for free. So what happens when you place an order to get a class for free, it helps me, because you're using a host code, it helps me earn host rewards. And then I use those host rewards to buy product to make card kits, right? And give away as prizes. And then sometimes I have some left at the end of the catalog, and that's what I give away for door prizes. So that's kind of how that all works. And so for those that placed orders, I have 12 people. I'll drop the camera down here in a second. And what we're going to do is hit the word generate. When I hit generate, it's going to give me a number. Oh, I think it's going to give me a number. It says 3. Okay, so 3 it is. 3 is Mary Lemke. Good job, Mary Lemke. Awesome. You placed an order way back in the beginning for this class. Must have been a month or two ago. No, it was last month. It was in July you placed an order. It can't be more than 2 months, because how I work the classes is if you place an order this month, you can pick a class from next month or back it up to anything behind the month. So Mary, you placed your order last month, I think it was in July, and you got this class for free. So congratulations, Mary. When you have your next card class that goes out, or any package that you have going out, I will make sure to include a door prize for you. Yay! All right. So I think we did good. Lots of congratulations. Oh, Mary, you're still watching. Yay, congratulations. All right, so we did good, you guys. If anybody is looking to get these cards all kitted up, ready to go, where all you have to do is add a little bit of stamping, inks, and adhesive. I know for sure I have 5 ready to go, like boom, and I think I'll have 5 more ready to go after this weekend, because whatever I don't use for in-person, I kit them into kits for mailing out. So yeah, so there's a bunch left. So all right, tomorrow is the big DSP sampler day, you guys. My brother called while I was live with you guys, so I gotta call him back. I gotta make sure he's all ready to go. He prints off all my little baby labels for me, and he's bringing them with him, which is awesome. My printer messes it up. I'm not the technology person that you guys think I might be. I can't figure out why it pulls the sheet in and it like starts them off perfect, and then by the end the last 6 rows are bad. So he's gonna print them all at home for me, at his home, and bring them tomorrow. And so we're gonna cut paper, we're gonna kit up these little DSP samplers, and life will be good then when we're all done with that. So that's what's on the docket. 2 classes Saturday morning, you guys, in-person classes, in case you're local to me. We're doing Earther and Elegance, and we're doing the monthly class in the morning at the same time. We're gonna do both classes at the same time. We have a small crew for both of them. And then what is Sunday? Sunday, you guys, designing for the escape. My plan is to design as much as I can for the cards for the autumn creative escape between Sunday and Monday. So that's what's on my docket. We leave for backstage. Diane Bogenhagen and I leave on Thursday morning for Las Vegas for onstage. So just a reminder that a week from now, you guys will be seeing Kelly do the paper pumpkin class. That is one of the paper pumpkins right there. It's up for grabs. I think I have 1, possibly 2 paper pumpkins for the month of August, in case you didn't get yours, or somebody who would like a great gift. I think I have 2 pumpkins. I'm guessing by next week, Thursday, they'll be gone. So it's always a first come, first serve. If you need August paper pumpkin, I have 2, and the one over there is the July one, and then underneath I have one from April yet. So someday I'm going to take that one and I'm going to make those cards, and I'm going to use them as little birthday cards for people. So, all right. So that leads us then until next week. Thursday's paper pumpkin. Monday is mystery card night. Oh man, you guys. Do I dare do this? Yes. So clue number 1 for mystery card night was published yesterday. A little late, but it still got published. You guys have plenty of time to work on getting all your pieces together. It is a fun fold. Okay. Just putting it there. It's a fun fold. So we're going to make it through it. So that's Monday evening at 6 p.m. Central. So we got lots coming your way yet, you guys. And then in 2 weeks from tonight, you guys, ink, paper, scissors with ink botanicals. So awesome. All right, you guys. Hunky is snoring away in the light box. He made me eat my words. He was the best behaved kitten out of all of them tonight. I will tell you, he was snoozing over here like a little baby, and he is snoring away. So I'm going to let him sleep here. All right. So you guys, lots of sunshine, love, and big hugs to you. Thank you so much for sticking with me for class. and I'm making some amazing cards. I appreciate all of you so much. I couldn't do this without you. I tell you, I really do enjoy the activity, the interaction, and comments that you guys give to me. That helps me feel like I'm not talking to myself. So I think I would need a rubber room here if I had to feel like I was talking to myself all the time, so I could bounce off the walls. So all good, you guys. We'll talk to you next time. We'll see you the next time. Lots of sunshine love. Big hugs to you guys. And I'm going to count to 10 in case it ends out early. But love you long time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Bye.